The key to developing a well-organized speech is to create a clear preview of main points, strong transitions, and a solid review. If all three of these elements are easy to pick out, put in the right place, and working together, then your speech will have strong overall organization and will be easy to follow. In this video, we provide examples to illustrate the importance of these three speech elements and how they work together. Let's use this overly generic speech outline to define the three key elements and identify where in the speech they should be located. The preview of main points comes toward the end of the introduction and tells your audience what main points you will cover in the speech. Think of the preview as a mental roadmap of the speech, telling the audience what to expect. Transitions help you move smoothly between sections of the speech. You will typically have a transition to distinguish the introduction from the body and between each of your main points. The review comes in the conclusion of the speech. It provides one final summary of the main points that were covered in the speech. So let's take a look at some examples that illustrate how the preview, transitions, and review work together to create strong overall organization of a speech.
So today I want to talk about three things. Bedbugs themselves and the way they behave, some of their characteristics. Then I'll move on to talking about some of the effects they can have on the health of humans. And finally, different ways you can eradicate them. So in the report I mentioned earlier by Michael Potter, he lays out some of their characteristics. So now I've talked about some of the characteristics of bedbugs. I'm going to move on to talking about some of the effects they can have on your health. So now I've talked about their health effects, I'm going to move on to how you can exterminate them, different methods there are. So to recap, I talked about bedbugs themselves and some of their characteristics. I then talked about their health effects, and finally, different ways you can exterminate them.
The events of World War I are generally overshadowed by the events of World War II, but the Christmas truce is a story that is truly worth remembering. My three main points today will discuss the background events leading up to the truce itself, and the aftermath and significance of the event. To begin, let me give you some background information on the First World War and the events leading up to the truce. So now that I've given you some background information on the war, let's talk about the truce itself. So now that I've told you about the events leading up to the truce and about the truce itself, I want to talk to you about the aftermath and significance of the event. I hope that you've learned more about the events leading up to the Christmas truce, the truce itself, and the significance of the event.
So through this, I realized that there's many differences between Western culture and Thai culture concerning aspects of religion, the monarchy, mannerisms, and the body. So the first aspect of do's and don'ts that I want to talk to you about today are the do's and don'ts concerning religion. So now that we understand the religious aspects, we can talk about another highly respected aspect of Thai culture, which are the do's and don'ts of the monarchy. Now we can discuss the do's and don'ts concerning daily mannerisms. So the final aspect of do's and don'ts that I want to talk to you about today, which are probably the most important, are the do's and don'ts concerning the body. So with all the information I've given you, you now know some of the most common do's and don'ts of Thai culture concerning religion, monarchy, mannerisms, and the body.
Hopefully, these examples help illustrate how a clear preview, transitions, and review work together to build solid organization that will make your speech clear and easy to follow.